Welcome, listeners, to the podcast Eberron Adventures, a real D&D podcast set in the world of Eberron. Let's listen as we hear the adventures of 6 unique personalities: Skogar, a tall half-orc bounty hunter, fighter; Velma, a 5-foot-tall human rogue that's a journalist; Lukar, a male Lightfoot halfling sorcerer; Azuri, a Kalashtar cleric; Lissa, a human wizard; and Jack, a blaseball player with an undeclared major. They're all attending Windshire University as they develop and hone their skills to become adventurers and, dare I say, heroes. But lore and rules lawyers beware. We pick and choose rules we want to stick to, and the lore is freestyled. So let's jump right back into the action and listen to the newest episode of Eberron Adventures. We're going to just jump right into the question that I provided all you guys. So yeah, I got this thing called the Ultimate RPG Campfire Card Deck. Little plug. They make a bunch of those. They make a bunch of really cool D&D accessory books that are fun for like homebrew ideas of different nature, different types. I think there's like one for like player backstories, like a lot of different stuff just to like spark ideas and everything.
Bill, did we get a sponsorship?
Not yet. Not yet.
Is what you're working for? Gotcha.
Not yet. Not yet. I'm not. Well, I don't know how to do it. So once I if I can figure that out,
it's just ironic that all of a sudden it's like start recording. Like, by the way, I got this question from RPG Campfire.
I'll sure try. So yeah, so I picked this card. There's like different categories. So this one I picked is the category of your past. So the question is, what is the most critical lesson you have learned from a close friend or family member? So we're going to go around the virtual table. We're going to start with the dynamic duo, both in the same location. So we think. Let's start with Azuri, since your name is listed first on the screen.
Where are we? Ooh.
I hope so.
What is the most critical lesson that your character has learned from a close friend or family member?
So most critical lesson Azuri's learned is actually kind of ironic, and he's learned it from his father. His father's a train conductor, so for the most part, you just head down, you do your job, but there sometimes comes a time where you have to speak out, be loud, and get in the way of things to stop something terrible from happening. Because as the conductor, he's watched his father many times, like, he pretty much minds his business up there at the front of the train, but somebody steps on the tracks and he can really crank it up and yell and try to get stuff done. There's an emergency on board. There was one time there was like coal fire and some of it like started to come out and like part of the compartment was on fire, and he like really stepped up there and was able to take care of business. And so Azuri has seen that there are certainly times, and the lessons he's taken from this is just there's times to go ahead and really step up and get in there, even if it's like not your duty, but it is your duty kind of thing.
Curious to see when a moment of Azuri stepping up is going to happen, because there's been a lot of, are you sure we should do that kind of vibes going on. So
well, it's necessary. You don't put yourself in those situations to need to do that, but when they arise, you rise to the occasion.
Okay, all right.
He would rather not have to do that.
Okay, understandable. What about Lissa?
Lissa loves her Uncle Z. He is a fantastic inventor. So many cool gadgets and gizmos. And she has learned from hanging out in his workshop that failure is inevitable, that you are going to try to make things and try like your ideas out, and there's always going to be something that doesn't go the way that you expected. But the important thing is to not give up and to keep on trying. So that's what she's doing.
Is that
so?
Philosophy?
Exactly. It didn't go so well the very first time, but that's okay. As long as you learn those.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, Gigi definitely falls into that category, I would think, unfortunately. So Lissa, who do you think should go next?
Velma.
Hi, I'm Velma DeMadani. I have to do that so I can like get the lilt in the voice.
Mhm.
Back in high school, Tower of Knowledge High School, chartered. My best friend Margaret Silverspoon, she was gonna run for class president, and I was gonna be her campaign manager, and we would cross the class divides, and everybody in the school would have a real voice, not just whatever principal said. And we got all the way to like the day before the election, and then she defected to Bobby Schurspell's platform, and they ran on pizza twice a week. And it turned out all she wanted to do was get his attention. And I learned from that nothing is as it seems. Everybody's got a secret, but I need some help sometimes to remind me that most of the secrets are mundane.
Mhm.
And that's my dog whining in the back.
Sounds like the dog agrees.
Mhm.
So
And I
Velma,
can't believe I'm 19 years old and so jaded.
so Velma, who should go next?
Lucar.
Well, I thank you, Velma. Having parents who own a small business and being a worker there, a lot of times you get treated really badly because people want what they want and they don't treat people who work retail with respect. And I know that all people should be treated with respect, even and maybe especially those that are in hard jobs and who you might think are beneath you. And I've just always turned that around and tried to reach out to those people who, like that first day when we were at the university and there was were they gnomes that were grabbing our bags and taking them to our room? Like I wanted to know about those gnomes and who they were, because each person deserves respect and has their own life, and they are an important person. So we should treat them all with respect. And that's what I also would like to get treated.
Very nice.
Ladies.
So, Lucar, you get to choose who goes next and then last.
And I will pick Jack.
All right. So this is the story of how I met a hero and kind of befriended him and what he taught me. So, after my successful, I wrote all this down. After my successful senior Blazeball campaign, I decided, skip university, head right to the majors. So I thought. I signed with the Zarashak Stiltwalkers, not fully realizing I had to pay my dues in the minor league system. I was put on, the Glumtown Gatekeepers. Did you ever go from being a big fish in a little pond to, one in the ocean? That's what it was like. I was privileged, though. I thought I knew best. So I butted heads with the team captains. Felt like I wasn't getting enough touches. I butted heads with the coaches, insisting I knew better plays to draw up. And despite my talent, I found myself cut after the first season. No other team would sign me. So, this is my whole Blazeball career just exploded in my face. So, I just wanted to keep going. So I just, started playing smaller leagues, intramural stuff, local recs, that kind of thing. Just bouncing around with all these less skilled players or even past their prime players, just looking to be weekend athletes, content to just to play and, not really care. At this time I started to let my own play slip. I was becoming despondent. I stopped caring and I became a shell of the Blazeball player that I used to be. I had no idea where my life was headed, but I had an emptiness inside me, Then through some sheer chance, I ended up on some backwater team with Petraeus Rusha. You've heard of Rusha, right? One of the greatest Blazeball players ever. He was a hero of mine growing up. Sadly, he was, kicked out of the pros they said he threw the big Blaze Bowl, like the final game. I don't think it's true. But anyways, he was kicked right out of the league. Yet here he was in this small town playing, and I was playing with him. Anyways, this guy, he was, near retirement or even past retirement age, but he played his heart out, man. He was still run in circles around like basically everybody out there. You'd win again and again. So after a while, I approached him and I said, like, what are you doing playing, some swamp playing baseball? Don't you have the money from the pros to keep, you don't have to do this anymore? And he looked at me and he said, Cash, baseball is my passion. It's my life. I just can't quit. And I said, okay, all right, I get that. I'm still here. I get that. But like, look around us, man. We're just like washed up or never were. I mean, why are you playing so hard? Why are you putting everything out there? And he says, man, you got to put everything into whatever your passion is, man. Your heart, your soul. If you love it and you want to succeed, you have to put it all out there, despite any bad hands you received or setbacks or any other circumstances that are out of your control. You can only control you, and you got to put everything out there. You got to make. So that's what I did. I was newly inspired. Soon, he and I became a force to be reckoned with on this little rec league in the middle of the swamp. We didn't let any of the rest of the team or any of the competition bring us down. I put my all back into Blazeball, and Rusha, he took me under his wing. And after a while, he pulled some strings, talked to some connection, got me connected to Windshire University for the second chance. So, I think what I learned is you got to want success all the time, and you got to strive for success all the time. You can't second guess it. You can't, half-heartedly do it. You got to put your all into it. And that's what I do every single day on a Blazeball field and out here in this cave against this water bear. Thank you.
I feel pepped up. That was such a good pep talk.
Man, how's Skogar's got to follow that up?
Yeah. That was good. So Skogar's lesson was also from his uncle Pickle, as he called him. So they were hiking one day out by the Orsold Keep in the Shadow Marshes, and they're climbing up some ruins. And this is when Skogar was a young kid. And he goes, they're climbing up the rocks. He goes, Uncle Pickle. He goes, here, let me jump down, catch me. And my Uncle Pickle says, you shouldn't trust anyone. He goes, no, I trust you. He goes, only trust will lead you with disappointment. And Skogar jumps anyways, and his uncle lets him fall hard on the dirt. And Skogar sat with that information really confused through most of his life, a young adult life, until one day his father was hauled off for something Skogar didn't know what he was involved in, and come to find out his Uncle Pickle was one who turned in his own brother. So to this day, Skogar doesn't trust. He tells his mom, I can love, but I can't trust. She goes, that is wise.
Man,
That's so sad.
that's so deep.
I'm feeling whiplash.
Everybody roll for initiative.
Dear me.
Oh, jeez.
Here we go, initiative. You got to put your all out there, guys.
Hey, 16 for Zuri.
Hey, I got a 16 too.
18.
12 from Velma.
6 for Skogar.
Ooh, nice.
Luca.
Cleric, right?
Dirty 20.
Dirtiest.
Dirtiest of 20s.
The dirtiest of the dirts. All right.
Hey, dirty. Baby, I got you 20.
Don't you worry. Dirty. Jack and Azuri. Dexterity. Who's who? I'm assuming
Well, I
Jack
have-
might be higher.
I have a
Gonna be
plus
Jack.
4 on mine, yeah.
Okay.
I got a -1. So
Yeah, I might be higher on you than you.
That's great. That is great. Okay. So as you can see on this, and I've got to get better at describing this a little bit since it is getting put into an audio podcast. As you can see on the map in front of you, all of you are different. All of you are different colors, and the big blue rectangle in the background is the water weird, just to represent a little bit of a larger creature. Now, the body of water that it's emanating from or coming from is kind of set down low, right? So this is not these two, the land that you're standing on, the ground that you're standing on, and the water are not at the same level. The water is lower. So you're kind of like these statues and the drums that you played with the mallet are all at the edge of like a not too steep cliff. But you don't know exactly how steep because you really haven't gone to the edge. And so it was, if I recall, it was Lucar and Skogar and Velma that played, right? So then what we're going to say then that Lucar, you can be the orange dot, Skogar, you can be the blue, Velma, you can be the yellow, Jack, you'll be red, Lissa will be green, and I'm assuming Azuri would be kind of chilling in the back a little bit in gray.
I think the map in front of us looks good.
Yeah, don't get confused by the brown dots. Those are the drums. Okay. So first up in the order is Lucar. So let me just set the scene a little bit here. So Skogar in his eagerness to rock out, because he's still like in that mindset of like, man, I just came from a show and I'm still pumped and I can't get rid of that feeling I've got and I just want to jam. And so he started playing and then encouraged others to play with him. So all of the things that were activated by these drums all kind of happened simultaneously, right? So you've got the doors that open on either side of you, on the respective paths. We have Velma, who's over in what we're calling room number 10 on the map. And then there is an area over here that's called room number 8, where you can see that the door there has also become slightly opened, but you cannot really see anything from where you all are standing currently. The center drum triggered a water weird to rise up from the water, and it is sort of, if you can envision it, it's actually like kind of like doing a little bit of like some slinky snake movements like a cobra would do out of a basket, right? And it's like being charmed. But it's sort of hovering above the statue above the, what was it? Bugbear? No. Bullywug, thank you. It's above the Bullywug statue, and it's like kind of menacing over it, like it's going to come towards Skogar, and we're going to go to Lucar as being first.
Well, Skogar's still playing the drums, just so you know. He's still...
Okay. That's fine. That's fair.
I sense that Skogar might be in some danger. He's so into the drums that I want to try to protect him, and I will shoot a ray of frost at the water weird in an attempt to hurt it and slow it down. My ray of frost, I get a 15 to hit.
That is a hit.
And again, you guys sense that Lucar's ray of frost is more powerful than it used to be. 11 points of damage.
Ooh.
And I hope that this slows it down at least somewhat, maybe, I don't know, by like 10 feet in its movement. But just in case, I back up like 20 feet from where I'm at.
That's fair. You are small after all. You got to look out for yourself. So you're back over here. You're like, hey, what's up, Azuri?
Skogar, watch your 6, 12. We don't use 6. Watches, so I don't know.
6 will work. Yeah, that was a successful hit. Lissa, it's going to be your turn.
I want to go check out room number 8.
Okay.
I think they got this.
All right. So you are the green, and you're going to come over here to the doorway, which will say it's enough. The squares aren't too big that you can't get to that doorway. And you peer into this room, and in it you see a very large cube. It is blue-green in color, and inside of it you see a humanoid figure trying to squirm, but to no avail. The figure makes eye contact with you and looks at you, and the eyes get all wide, but it's like happening kind of slow, right? Because it's not normal. It's like a slowed, stalled movement. And it's like, and it starts talking to you in a muffled voice, and it's like, help! You there? Help me!"
Oh.
And then the cube slowly shifts and turns slightly, almost like it's turning in the direction of where you are. Did you want to? You still have a tiny bit of movement left, and an opportunity for an action if you choose to.
I want to move closer.
Closer. Okay. All right.
Well, you said help. I don't know.
Your funeral. So there you are. You're in there. And let's.
Can I make an insight check as my action?
Sure. I mean, what are you trying to insight exactly?
I think I want. So, like, did that figure disappear with the cube?
Oh no, it's in the cube.
It's still there. Okay.
Yeah, and the cube
I
is
kinda
like,
wanna, like, does this figure look afraid? Does it look worried? Or is there like a hint of like trying to lure me in and trap me, you know?
You don't that figure inside, you don't have to make any kind of insight check at all. That figure is inside is scared shitless and concerned for its life.
Okay, well then I'd rather do like a quick perception check of like what do I think this cube is? Or like a knowledge check. That's not a thing, but something like that.
Let's see. Why don't you do I think insight would be appropriate because you're trying to access your
like
the education from school so far in your classes.
Exactly. Yeah, like if I've heard about anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that. Okay. All right. Nice. So that is an 18.
This is the good old reliable gelatinous cube.
Oh.
As seen in your cooking class, your home ec class.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, I'm taking a step back and being like, oh my gosh, why did I go straight for thinking about like something Uncle Z would make? This is a classic gelatinous cube.
Right, exactly. You're just like, like it's all like looking back to you. So yeah, so then your turns are spent.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have to bring the cube into the initiative order, which we're going to do now.
I'm in the cube.
Okay, the water weird is going to go next. That's fine. All right, so the water weird is like so Skogar, you swear, like just looking at the water weird, you swear it's like it's kind of jamming to your little drum activity a little bit, and he's kind of moving to it, almost like got those old school Axl Rose shoulders going on a little bit.
Nice.
And then as it does one of its moves, it like makes this weird like gurgly hissing sound at you, and then shoots out like a water tentacle to try to hit you, and potentially, if it gets lucky, constrict you. And it is going to miss you completely, and just kind of shoot like to your left. So it's almost like it looks almost like it's just like a shot of water shooting by you. So it almost just looks like a cool water effect as you're playing. And we are going to move on to Jack. Your turn.
All right. So it is not engaged like really melee with anybody, correct?
Well, yeah, correct.
Because like it's still
right. It's distant. It's distant enough away.
Well, that's upsetting for reasons. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, as this red dot, I'm going to basically do like a parkour in between the two statues there, and parkour up on one.
Here?
On one, yeah, and probably the one to the south, like get like basically on top of the statue.
Okay.
And then in true Blaze Ball fashion, I pull out two daggers. I'm gonna throw them both.
Nice. Throw them.
So the first one is gonna be a 13 to hit.
That is a hit.
Cool. That one's gonna do 8 points of damage.
All right.
And then the second one is a 23 to hit, which I also assume that it hits.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be for 3 points of damage with the rules of 2-weapon fighting that I don't add to. bonuses.
Actually, it doesn't hit
that I had.
because its armor class changes every turn. No,
Every turn.
Wouldn't that be
Gotcha.
crazy? Did that?
That would be crazy. And then for a final action, I would love to. I don't know. I guess just use the disengage, action. Or no, I guess no. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm
Okay,
I'm
you're good for
there.
now?
I'm there. I'm up on that thing. Yeah.
You're there. You're living in the moment. I got you.
Baseball.
All day, baby, all day. Azuri, you are next.
I say, Lissa, where are you go? We should take care of this first, Lissa. And then he's like, oh, this is got to be a water elemental, we're something like that. I can't remember. And then I'll just, and he like grabs his holy symbol and casts off a sacred flame.
Nice.
So the creature must make a dex saving throw.
Okay. That's a fail. That's a hard fail.
That is going to be 3 points of radiant damage. As some radiant fire comes out of the sky and smites it.
You see a little, a couple little spindles of steam shoot off of the water weird as it gets hit by the sacred flame.
And then it's just going to take like 10 feet to the side to kind of peer around and almost see where Lissa is to try to keep an eye on her.
Okay. So you're going to move closer?
Just a little bit. I'm just trying to peer to see if I can catch the back of Lissa anywhere. I'm not even trying to really get in the room or see anywhere in the room. I'm just trying to see if I can see her boots or something.
So, okay. So you're going to sort of creep a little bit so you can see the edge, if you will. Because you got to stand somewhat in view of the doorway going in to be able to see. Yeah. So as you do that, you see Lissa, and you see a really freaking big blue cube with somebody trapped in it in front of Lissa. And based on your perspective, it looks like the cube is a lot closer to Lissa than it actually is. And we are going to move on to Velma at that point.
Lissa, what is that? What is that?
I am going to unmute. And I am going
that
to
counts as your action.
move.
Just kidding.
That's a free action.
Okay, you're going to move where? Inside? Where are you going?
Next to Skogar. I don't think I can fit behind the statue because the statue with the drum, because those look like it's mostly water.
Okay.
So we'll move next to Skogar. Is that more than 30? Or is that?
Yeah, we'll say it's right around 30. It's fine.
Then I will ask everybody, is the prohibition against lethal damage off or on? I'm going to assume it's off.
Okay.
All right. Now I do get one action and a cunning action, but I don't know if that lets me move up. Yes, I can dash as a cunning action.
Okay.
And then I can slash with both my modified kitchen knives.
Okay. So you're going to get closer.
As an action. Yes, between the two statues.
Got it. So you are right here, and you're going to slash with those two kitchen knives, and
I should get a sneak attack because I believe that is Jack within 5 feet of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just meter beat a 13.
$14 to hit.
Okay.
For 4 damage, and sneak attack would be 2d6. Another 7 damage for the sneak attack.
Nicely done.
Dagger number 2 misses with a 6.
Okay. I would say you thieves are doing a good job, but I don't know that we necessarily know what Jack is really. I mean, undeclared, I think, was where we still left him off.
Baseball captain.
There. Yeah.
It's a homebrew class.
Homebrew class, Blazeball captain.
Blazeball athlete. Yeah, there's a lot going on with it. Look it up.
Blazeball jock subclass Blazeball.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Wonderful. Okay, so thank you, Velma. Skogar, what are you doing?
So Skogar looks up with the two mallets and raises them. And it's like right in front of him, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's like this. There's the statue, and then the water weird is over the statue. But the thing is, it's a bullywug, right? So the statue's not super tall.
Yeah.
So it's like it's over the statue, and you're like about maybe let's say 2 feet. Your stature is about 2 feet, 2 to 3 feet above the statue.
So he looks to his left and right, and he's got the mallets. And so, even though he's not super proficient in this, he'll try to swing them at the water weird.
Okay.
Hey. I guess those are just simple weapons, so I guess I'd still get my proficiency bonus if I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'll give you your proficiency bonus because you're being creative.
Only going to bring me up to a 13.
That's a hit.
All right. So I don't know. What would they do? What damage would these mallets do?
Let's call it like a D6.
Okay.
Because they're about. Remember, I said they're about half the size of like those, like the Harley Quinn giant hammer type deal.
Yeah. If it's 1, it's a 6. If it's 2, it's an 11. Rolled pretty high. And did I get the sense that splashing it with the hammer seemed to hurt it? You know.
Wait. So what was your damage?
Did I swing? If I swung both hammers and they counted, then it'd be an 11.
You did swing both, and they counted.
Okay. An 11.
11? Okay.
Or I don't know. I'm assuming non-magical. Hell, maybe they are. Maybe it is magical. But whatever that is, the blunt weapons. Did it seem like it did? Like I splashed it and it looked like it hurt it.
They are. It is bludgeoning. It's a bludgeon attack. It is non-magical. Thank you for mentioning that because that kind of changes things ever so slightly. But yeah, you did some damage for sure.
Okay.
But probably not as much as you may have hoped. But does anybody ever really do as much damage as they would hope in a battle like this? I would say nay. So yes, you were the last one before the cube. So the cube's gonna go. The cube's gonna move, Lissa. The cube's gonna move closer, and the guy inside the cube's like, "I told you, help me!" And then the cube swipes out at you with its pseudopod, and does a 13 hit you?
Not with mage armor on, which I definitely have.
How long does mage armor last?
8 hours.
Okay, so you're cool. Yeah. So then, yeah, it misses you, and it's just kind of really close to you.
Oh, I'm so sweating.
And you feel like a weird kind of humid warmth that's like right in front of you, almost like you're like you imagine this is what it would be like to stand in, like if it was like a giant like dough proofer or something, right? Where it's like just it pretty much like you're in Tampa is really like kind of outside during the day is what it feels like being that close to this cube. It's just emanating sweaty heat right now. And on that kind of gross note, we're gonna go back to Lucar.
Okay, so after Skogar stopped banging the drum, was there any change in the water weird?
No.
And I'm guessing from the angle I'm at, I don't see or hear what's happening in room 8 with
correct
Lissa and
that is correct.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to continue with the Ray of Frost on the water weird because that is the enemy that I noticed. And that is a 22 to hit.
For sure a hit.
Oh, max damage, 16 points of frost damage.
So as you uh, as you shoot this ray of frost, everybody. Oh wait, so is this a cantrip?
It is.
Okay, good to know.
I haven't been rolling on the table because of that.
Right. So, but as you shoot this ray of frost, anybody that, so let's say like, I think only Azuri would notice it because Azuri is pretty observant, in general, and because he kind of Azuri, you see like this ray of frost shoot out from Lucar out of the corner of your eye, and you actually see it starts out like normal size like the last one did, but then it gets like twice the size halfway through it shooting through the air. It's like it surges almost. And you see it hit the water weird and do significant damage to it. But you just think that's really kind of odd and out of the ordinary. Based on his, because I mean, Lucar's go-to is his Ray of Frost, right? Lately, so I mean, you know
I've
what it
seen
looks
it.
like. You know what it looks like, and that looks a little bit different than what it normally is. Like it was pretty surgy, pretty intense. And as it hits the water weird just kind of freezes and slowly sinks back down back into the water, and the water weird has been disposed of. You don't, Lucar, you do not know if you essentially killed this water weird or not at this point. So you may have unintentionally killed it. Just saying. So those of you, we're gonna keep initiative order though, just because. But I also know that Lissa's just kind of been standing there and hasn't really done much of anything else. But it's your turn now. So what would you like to do?
So Lissa has a grand idea that she's gonna cast Reduce on this gelatinous cube.
Okay. Okay.
Thinking maybe it'll get small enough and she'll feel
Okay.
less hot.
Okay.
So that's what she does. So it has to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. See, my dice rolls have been crap. Let's see if I'm staying crap or not. And I am, because I got a 6.
Then its size is halved in all directions or dimensions.
Okay.
Weight is
Okay.
reduced to 1/8 of normal.
And it what?
Reduces its weight is reduced to 1/8 of normal.
Okay.
Until the spell ends, the target has disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, and the weapons are now 1d4 less damage.
Wow. That's so many rules.
Right? I don't know.
So as you do this, though, the guy that's inside the cube also shrinks down.
Oh, no!
And the guy and his voice goes up a couple octaves, and he's like, I said, help me, not shrink me. What are you doing? Come on, man, get me out of here. This is some bullshit. Because now he's starting to get he's like freaked out and he's mad.
Melissa just starts shouting, "Help, help, guys!"
And he's like trying to flail his arms, but it's like it's like all like slow motion, so it just looks really weird. And it's very confusing to you as you yell help to the rest of the group. And then we're gonna go to let's see who was next. Oh, it was I believe it was Jack. Yeah, Jack, you're next.
I mean, I think we're good right here now, right? You know.
Help!
What?
Help!
All right, I will climb down the statue and I will run over to that room to see what Liz is up to.
Do you want to be like next to her, behind her? Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, like next to her is good.
Okay. You're next to her and you see not sure if we would probably have to do like a history check or whatever to see if you've actually have you seen a cube in your past or not.
Oh, that's cute. It's like how big is it now?
It's like
5 feet. I don't know.
Probably not even like 4, maybe 4 feet. So it's shorter than Lissa. essentially.
It's like
And there's a little and there's a little guy in it.
I don't know what that is. I've never seen anything like that. That's interesting. It's like somebody made a big Jello.
Indeed. So what are you gonna do?
I guess I just look at it confused. Like what am I supposed to do?
Okay. Do you want to hold an action until you figure out what you want to do?
Yeah, I will. I'll hold an action, and I'll pull out like my sword here, and I'll be ready to poke it if it moves close to us in a threatening manner.
Okay.
There's a little man inside it too. Or is that a halfling?
Azuri, it's your turn.
Azuri is gonna go ahead and charge part of the way into where Alyssa is and fire off spiritual weapon. Cast spiritual weapon. And he is going to cause a mace to appear next to this gelatinous cube.
All right. You make a.
Oh, what a gelatinous cube is?
I don't know. It's some weird thing that looked like it was going to attack Alyssa, and now it's smaller, and he thinks he can hit it.
Nice.
I make a melee spell attack. As I cast this one, I can go ahead and do a melee spell attack.
Okay.
Oh, that misses. I don't even need to see it. 8 to hit.
Yeah, it misses.
Okay. But there's now a spiritual weapon out next to this thing. Little mace.
Cool. Good deal. It's this little red guy here next to it. We'll call that your spiritual weapon.
Nice.
And then it's going to shift to Velma. Your turn. And you're on mute.
Velma will run to the sound of the screaming.
Okay.
I guess I get to the door and crowd in with all the others.
Okay.
And at this point, I will have to make a perception check since it is a gelatinous cube.
Okay.
All right.
And what is this perception check meant to do?
Perception in order to actually see it.
Oh, okay.
Because
Fair.
it is a gelatinous. I do not see it. I don't know what the hubbub is about. If a gelatinous cube does not move or attack, people need to do a new perception check to see it, according to 5e.
Can I just scrap that and say you see it?
Okay.
I like that idea better.
Okay. I don't think I can push my way past everybody crowding the doorway, so I will hold an action. If somebody lets me sneak through, I will give it 2 slashes or attempt to do so.
Sounds good. Skogar, what are you doing?
So Skogar sees everybody running in there. So he's going to grab the drum that he was playing.
Okay.
And start running into the room with it.
Okay.
But
you can't get through. There's too much going on. You can't get through. So you're behind Velma. Okay.
So I guess if I kind of see them in there and there's some kind of crazy thing wobbling around, and then he takes his spearhead and he quickly cuts the rim all around the rim, and now he's got an empty drum.
Okay. Interesting. Can't wait to see where you go with this one.
Oh, you know me. I got to do this stupid shit.
Okay, so that's your move. And we are at the cube. The cube is kind of excited because now it's got all these different things it can attack. It's going to move just a little bit closer, and Lissa, it's going to attack you with its pseudopod, and it's going to miss again. And the guy inside is like, I swear to God, you're gonna help me. You need to help me. Get me the hell out of here. Make me big again. This is unacceptable. I am a well-known adventurer. I do not deserve this kind of treatment. So he's just flipping shit. And we are back to the top of the order with Lucar.
So there's nothing happening here. Is the water where it's still just sort of frozen in place?
No, it's sunk.
Oh, it's sunk. Okay.
Yeah. Sunk
Um,
back into the water.
I mean, I'm just gonna saunter slowly down like 10 feet, but I mean, I can't really. Yeah, I mean, there's like 4 people in the way. I can't see anything.
You're like the short kid in the back of the crowd jumping up, trying to see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see around everybody. There's rocks. I'm just sort of looking around to make sure nobody tries to flank us while they're all stuck in that room.
Mhm.
Keeping my
All
eyes.
right. All right. Yeah. Okay. So, Alyssa, we're back to you again.
All right, she's gonna actually attack. Let's do her classic firebolts. Oh no, that's an 11.
That's a hit.
Oh, okay, cool. And
It's a cube. It's AC. It's like if you shot at a wall, you know.
true. That's 9 fire damage.
Okay.
And then she's gonna move out of the way so more people can get in.
Okay, so 9 fire damage. That's great. And then you're gonna move. Where are you gonna move? So like over here?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. You get really close to the cube where you're kind of like this, like sliding. You're almost touching it, and it's just this warm, wet, acrid smell in your face as you sneak by it. It's super grody, man. Like this is not a pristine, clean, gelatinous cube. This is like one that's been around the block a while. Like it's got some stank to it.
Oh no.
And on that wonderful note, Jack, it's going to be your turn.
All righty then. I guess I'm like, oh, we're stabbing, cool. And I start with the stabbing.
Okay.
I see that there are a few friends around me, which is always good. And I got a 16 to stab it with the old little sword I got here.
That is a hit.
All right, and then for damage jaws, that is 20 points of damage.
The guy, the small guy inside the cube's like, hey man, you almost hit me.
Like right by, like I didn't though. But I didn't.
No, you didn't. Almost hit me, man.
Yeah.
Um,
And then I will use my action to go like further around this cube on the other side of it, on the other side of Lista there.
Okay.
To get like, come on, join the party, guys.
And as you run around, the guy in the cube's like, oh, it's really starting to burn now. It's not feeling good. And it is going to be Azuri, your turn.
All right, so Azuri, as a bonus action, is going to go ahead and use his spiritual weapon to take a swipe at the thing.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 25 to hit it.
I think that's a hit.
Okay, and that is 1d8 plus spell casting.
I mean, crazy thought, but I think you hit it.
So 7 points of, I suppose, magical bludgeoning damage to the thing.
Okay.
And then he'll follow it up with a sacred flame.
Right.
So this thing's gonna have to make a dex save.
I don't think that's going to be very successful. That's a 3.
Yeah, so 1 point of radiant damage.
It's just a little sacred flame.
The sacred,
it's like
sacred match flame or something.
It's this little like it's like you lit a Zippo next to it and accidentally touched it with it.
Like,
So let's see. We've got Velma next. What's Velma gonna do? You coming in closer?
Yes, I will move in. I
Okay.
will take attempt a sneak attack and a regular.
Okay.
First one is a critical miss.
Okay.
What would you like to do with that?
You miss. That's all.
All right,
I'll
that's
leave it be. It's fine.
Second one's only an 8. Does that hit or not?
That
Since
hits.
it is the barn door. Okay, that will be the sneak attack. 4 normal slashing damage. No, I guess it's piercing damage.
Okay.
With 2d6, an additional 4 piercing. And then I will use my cunning action to disengage and step back and block the door again.
Okay. Skogar's probably like, man, come on. And speaking of, it's your turn, Skogar.
All right. Yeah, I don't know what Skogar can do from there. Let's see. So I guess Skogar is going to grab the drum then, which is just an empty bucket. At this level, is there water over there?
Over by where you are?
Yeah, like
No.
Is that water at? No, that's down. That's a cliff down.
The water is down lower. Yes.
Ah, crap. Okay.
Yep.
I guess Skogar's just going to throw one of those hammers.
Do it. Throw the hammer.
All right.
Throw the hammer.
Just roll it on the floor. All right. 16 to hit.
Oh, that's a hit for sure.
All right. And it does 4 points of wooden damage to the, I'm assuming.
Brutal.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. The cube is going to
Skogar kind of moves aside a bit too. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
The cube is going to throw is going to swing a pseudopod at you, Azuri.
Oh no.
Is it finally possible that it could hit? It does a 16 hit.
If it meets, it beats.
Wow.
You get a hit.
Finally. Okay. But it takes a minus D4, right?
1d4. Yep.
Okay. So acid damage is a total of 6 acid damage to you. And the guy inside the cube goes, "Yeah, that hurt, didn't it? Imagine what it feels like in here. It sucks. This is awful."
It's got a sting.
And he's like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "Oh my foot." And then you see like his one of his boots just kind of moves in the gelatinous cube because his foot is gone.
Oh no.
Yikes.
And so he's I'm not gonna do it. I might add it in later, but he's just like there's just like a muffled like screaming kind of fading in and out as he's got a foot gone. And he's like, please tell me you're a cleric.
Ew.
Yeah, man.
And then
I can try to help.
Lucar, what are you doing?
I'm like, what the hell's going on in there? And now that Skogar's moved out of the way, I inch up a little closer, and I'm assuming I can see what's going on.
Okay.
Can't you finish this guy? What? There's 5 of you in there. I shoot 4 magic missiles into the room onto the gelatinous cube. 3. So 14 points of damage.
Dang. It's like
magic. Choo, 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 choo.
And the guy in the cube's like, what the fuck, man? What are you doing to me? He's like, oh my god. It's like it's like, but I'm inside here.
Nothing on the wild magic search.
All right. Now we're up to 1 through 4, yeah? 5?
5 now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice. All right.
Although
Melissa.
to be fair, I haven't been rolling it I haven't been adding it to the mage armor. I don't know if that counts, but it might be should be up to 7 maybe.
Ooh, good point.
Mage armor is a spell.
Yeah, let's how about this? We'll compromise. Let's retro 6. 1 through 6 now. Melissa, your turn.
All right, another firebolt.
Do it.
So sorry. Let me help. I got this. Yeah, 7. That doesn't hit.
That hits.
Oh, does it? Oh, good.
Yes.
That's fantastic. 7 more fire damage.
Wow. The guy, I think it should go without saying that the guy is like still like, oh, oh. He's like, it's really warm and wet and gross in here, and I can't feel my foot. It's gone. It hurts. What the hell?
Man, would it be nice if this gelatinous cube like absorbed his voice so we didn't have to hear him whining?
There it is. And that's a perfect entry for Jack. Your turn.
At this point, it's annoying me. I'm gonna reach in and grab this dude.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna try that.
Oh man.
Okay, let's see.
What do you want from me?
give me a second to look and see how.
Yeah, give me something.
Okay.
I reach right
okay.
in
Yeah.
there.
Do a strength check and tell me what you get.
That's probably not what I want to be doing. Well, let's roll it. Right.
Yep.
Okay. That's a 10.
Okay, you are unsuccessful in pulling him out, but because you reached into there, you're going to take 8 acid damage.
8?
Oh,
8.
Like basically like I pull him. It hurts a lot, and I just let him slip right through my fingers. And then
This sucks.
It does burn, dude. Why are you gonna get caught in the cube anyways?
He's like, see, I told you.
Yeah, well, ow. And then I'm gonna back up further away.
He's like, there's treasure in the bottom of this thing, man.
Yeah, well, whatever you're holding too, I guess.
Oh, there you go. It is. Azuri, it's your turn.
Well, Azuri is going to go ahead and use a bonus action to go ahead and swing at this gelatinous cube with his spiritual weapon.
Do it.
That is a 12 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay. So that is going to do 8 points of magical bludgeoning damage. As I whack it with this.
Nice.
And, as his main action, he's going to go ahead and I think he's got to just go ahead. He's sacred flaming again.
Okay. Do it.
Make a deck save.
Yeah. That's going to be a 12.
That is a fail. You were looking for a 14. So it is going to take 5 points of radiant damage as heavenly fire rains down upon it.
All right. So as you hit it with this sacred flame, the cube like makes this atrocious sizzling noise, and it's like, and it just kind of goes and like explodes, and there's like just slime that explodes everywhere inside this cavern. So everybody that's in this cavern,
is it hot?
What?
Is it what?
Hot.
Oh yeah, it's really warm and gross and smells really bad. And let's see.
Oh my God.
So Azuri, you take 3 acid damage.
Nuts.
Velma, you take 1 acid damage. Lissa, you take 2 acid damage, and Jack, you take 1 acid damage. And the guy who is inside the cube falls to the ground, still alive, with 1 foot missing. And when he hits the ground, he then comes back to his regular size as your spell.
I drop that concentration.
Yeah.
Well, his regular size minus like 6 inches because he's lost.
Well, yeah, I mean, not that big
Not
of
the
a
other
foot.
one. Yeah.
It's not. I didn't mean like a foot in measurement. I meant like a foot, like as in an appendage.
That's why I said like 6. He's sort of lilting.
Yeah. He's got an angle now.
I sit down next to him. I put my hand
Okay.
on his shoulder. I reach into my pocket. I pull out a healing potion. I said, "Dude, you're right. That stuff does burn," and then I chug it.
Oh.
It's like right in front of him.
Basically, yes.
He's like, oh.
And they're like, yeah,
Oh,
man,
man.
dude, that hurt a lot. And I just start chugging my potion of healing.
He's like, oh. It's like,
And
man,
I get 12 hit points back.
good for you. I'm so
And
happy for you.
I like look at my hands. I'm like, ooh, that looks so much nicer.
He's like, well, thanks, I guess. And he gets up and he's like hobbling, like, and just like, oh.
Zuri, maybe can you do something?
and is starting to like head towards the doorway to just leave. Like he's not even engaging you guys in conversation.
Come on, yeah, don't be like that. Come on.
He's like, bruh, you just drank this potion. You just literally drank a healing potion right in front of me.
Well, don't you have one?
I lost my foot. My blaze ball career is over now.
Oh man.
Because of this. And all I wanted was a quick trip through this place because I've heard really cool things about it. This is not the experience that I was hoping to get out of this.
Well, man, don't you have one of these potions of healing? I don't know if they bring back feet. What does it say on the bottle? Anything about?
I mean, don't
at
you
this
think?
point, Azuri's gonna walk over to him and be like, I'm sorry I couldn't get you out earlier. Let me see what I can do here. And he will cast Cure Wounds on this guy.
Okay.
And heal him up for 11 points.
Okay. He's a little baby sized foot starts to grow back.
That's creepy. Kill it with fire.
Yeah.
I mean, will it keep growing, or does he have to get?
That's all I can really do here. Is I hope. I mean, it's better than no foot, I guess.
He's like, yeah, thanks. I'm just gonna go see the nurse back at school. I'm out of here.
How about you?
Do any of us know this guy?
Stick with us.
So you said you heard cool things about this cave. We heard there were vampires here. What did you hear?
He turns to you, Azuri, and he goes, read my lips. He's like, I'm leaving. And he's like, but for real though, it's like, thanks for the heal. Good looking out. And if you tell me what's your name?
Is Zuri?
It's like I'll tell you what. I'll get you some ticks to the next to the next Blazeball game, and I'll get them. Wait, you go to Arcanics, right?
No, we go to Windshire.
Well, I'll send you some anyway. How many you want?
I mean, I start looking around and I'm like, there's like 6 of us.
Yeah, I'll send you 2. That's cool.
Okay.
And he starts to hobble away, and then he looks over at you, Velma, and he's like, it's like, I don't know anything about any vampires, man. Do you guys not know where you are?
No.
What?
He's like,
We're outside of Escelios, and there's supposed to be a vampire cult.
it's like, no, man, there's no vampire cult in here. This is the Cave Zoo Park Funtime place. You haven't heard of it?
What?
Huh?
Who to what?
It's the Cave Zoo Park Funtime place. I mean, the name kind of sucks, but it's.
Yeah, I don't think you're having any fun, right?
I mean, obviously. Thanks.
I mean,
Who are you? Who are you?
ever since you got the foot.
He's looking at you, Jack. Who are you?
You got your foot in your door here, and it's been no fun for you, right?
Boom.
He's like, I just need a couple weeks, man. I'll be back on the field before you know it.
Yeah.
And we got a game against the Wyverns coming up in a couple weeks. We're gonna whoop their ass too.
Yeah, I
No
don't think
offense.
so.
No
I
offense.
don't think so.
No, you don't? Why is that?
I mean, you can't even not avoid getting hit by a cube.
Man,
How are you gonna avoid this? How are you gonna avoid the sacks coming your way in baseball?
Totally two different situations. Two different situations.
I guess I'm just I wouldn't, I guess I wouldn't, I'd rethink your plan of action there, and I wouldn't ignore your major, I guess is what I'm saying. I wouldn't.
Oh, you get him, Jack. You get him. And Skogar's like just scooping up some of the quote unquote treasure into the drum in the back. You get him, Jack.
You talk a good game. You play.
I mean, yeah, I'm like kind of a big deal there.
Where?
Yeah, Windshire University, the place we're talking about.
I didn't see you on the field in our last game against you.
Yeah,
against you guys.
You didn't see this gelatinous cube either. I'm questioning your eyesight.
My eyesight's plenty good.
Oh, okay.
Don't you worry about that.
Okay. Can't even see a foot in front of you.
All right then. He's like, all right then. Yeah. If you're actually on the team, then yeah, I'll see you in a couple weeks, chump.
Sure.
See how see what kind of shit you talk then. And
yeah,
he hobbles away on his baby foot.
Yeah, I wouldn't put my foot in your. You watch where you put your foot. Put that foot in your mouth.
And just sort of like kind of barrages his way through everybody and just starts to walk out. And
nice, Jack. That was pretty good. He, don't worry about him. He didn't even have a leg to stand on.
No, I mean, I get it. I gotta be honest. Like that attitude. That was me, man. I was that guy. I was that guy. Like I went on to that. I told you about my small stint in the minor leagues. I was that confident, douchey guy that just thought I was everything and talked shit about everybody. And I think he got humbled today. He's embarrassed. He's going to go home. He's going to rethink about a lot of things while he's healing up.
So profound.
I think we're missing the big picture here, though, because we know that the merchant's daughter was kept prisoner up in the other room with the bucket. So undignified. And clearly these aren't vampires. Clearly this is a theme park.
This is very fishy, Velma. I agree.
Yeah, so what would you guys like to do next?
Well, we got to come up with an elaborate plan that somehow gets, Scooby and Shaggy as baits.
Want
to dress up Scooby in drag or something?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, there were treasure chests up there. I wouldn't be surprised if they're not mimics.
Treasure chests where?
If they are mimics. In that room just across the way there, I point at room 10. Fully expecting Skogar.
Who has a 10-foot pole?
All right.
To just go charging up there.
Well, let's see. This spear's pretty long. As he's walking up, he's like spinning around the quote unquote treasure that was in the bottom of the gelatinous cube and looks down. I think this is is this copper? And he gives it a bite.
And it burns your mouth.
Oh,
because it's metal.
Yeah, definitely tastes like copper. Drops the drum. What is this? Is this junk?
With a better test for that.
Yeah, you'd think so. He grabs his spear and he starts running towards the chest.
So you're running towards room number 10 where the chest is?
Yeah, I mean, that's where Velma, I guess, described.
Yeah, so you're running over. Anybody else going with him? Y'all going?
Yeah, I guess I would follow Skogar, make sure he, not getting himself into trouble.
I know you would.
At a respectable distance.
All right. So let's just start assuming everybody's going to go over this way. We'll put the sensible ones towards the back here. I think we know that that's going to be Lucar and Azuri. Lissa's kind of Lissa's nosy though, probably wants to see what's going on, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so you guys are getting in here. And let me describe to you what you all see. So in this room are 2 chests. Each one is a chest. There's 2 chests in different areas. It's otherwise a pretty barren room. What would you like to do? And who would like to do it?
Poke it, Skogar. Poke it.
Yeah. Skogar goes, Eeny, me, miny, mo. And he just runs at, I guess, the left one.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say left and right.
Yeah.
And you're gonna poke it with a spear or something? What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, I'll pick the lock, and he just jabs the spear really hard.
Clever.
Do a dex check.
Check.
With disadvantage.
Okay. Well, the first one was a 3, so I'm not going to bother with the second.
Yeah. So you break the spear tip off in the lock.
Got it.
And yeah, what does somebody else want to do?
Well, I would like to. I still don't trust it. I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna jab a crowbar in the right one.
Okay. And in the lock or in the in where the lid or the.
I guess in the lock where where the lock try to break the lock. I guess.
Okay.
Pry it open. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of pry the lock open.
That sounds like a strength. That sounds like a strength check to me.
Well, I did so well earlier, so why not try again?
Yeah,
this time I got a.
Skogar goes, here's my hammer, and he hands him the wooden mallet.
I got a 13 unless I get some type of advantage with that mallet.
You break it open, but it's still closed. But you break it open.
Well, then I will take the crowbar and I will investigate further. That it seemed kind of relatively easy. I want to take a good gander at this thing.
Okay.
With my investigative skills.
Okay.
That's a 7. It looks like a treasure chest, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. It sure does. Definitely not a mimic.
Definitely not a mimic. So I will crowbar it open.
Okay. Can you do a dex check for me?
Okay. I can.
Okay, great.
That's the dirty 20.
You're naturally inclined to, as you open it, move out of the way as a series of small needles shoot past you.
Hey!
And then they shoot past you and then they kind of go onto the ground. And you have opened that chest. And that was chest number. Was that chest on the left or chest on the right?
That was the right one.
Yeah. Okay. So inside that chest there is stuff. And the stuff that you see some silver coin. You see a broken blue sapphire. You see a ring and a rust-colored bag.
Very interesting. Skogar, mine wasn't a mimic, so just watch out for the darts.
You're going to try to pry yours open?
Okay. Skogar goes, okay. And he just steps around the other side of it, locks kind of thing. And he just tries to kick in the back of the boards.
Do a strength check.
All right. That's something he can do, hopefully. Oh my God. Another 3.
You stub your toe.
Oh, dang. I think I'm allergic to chests.
Does anybody else want to try to open the chest?
Azuri will come in with his warhammer and be like, I don't know if this is do we think this is safe? I'm gonna just smash it unless you guys have a better idea.
No, go for it, Azuri.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't pick the locks while with the spear tip broken off in it. So go ahead.
All right.
The lock is picked.
It's fine.
I bring my warhammer down on it for a 23 to hit.
Oh yeah, you smashed the living shit out of it.
It's well, I don't know. The damage is a 1.
No, you smashed it. You smashed it. You've smashed a hole in it enough where you can get into it and do stuff and look and see what's inside. So I'm
Okay, I don't
assuming
think
you
it was
would,
a mimic,
and I'm
guys. This is
assuming you would like to look inside. Yeah.
yeah, he'll go ahead and cast light on a oh, what would be a cool thing? I guess just on the end of the hammer here and like stick the end of the hammer into like the handle part of the hammer, stick it in
Okay.
there with a glow stick to see what he sees without
Okay.
like reaching his hand in initially.
Okay. You see inside of it, some gold, 4 pieces of amethyst, and a scroll, and a dagger.
Well, being the first one here, he's gonna reach after the scroll.
Okay. You can just naturally read scrolls, I'm assuming, right?
I believe so. I should be a full caster.
Okay. Okay. It is a here, I'll just message you what it is. Since you're the one reading it, it makes the most sense.
I pull it out and I start reading. And I'm like, guys, there's some other stuff in here if anyone wants to take a look.
Yeah, anybody else wanna look in that chest?
You. Thanks,
Okay.
Azuri.
Yeah, so there's a pile of gold, and then there's 4 pieces of amethyst and a dagger.
I go for the amethyst and the dagger.
Okay. So it's 4 pieces of amethyst, and it's a very nice looking dagger.
Excellent.
Very, very nice indeed. And yeah, there's still some gold in there. If anybody wants it.
Hey, Jack, are you looking for some more gold?
I mean, gold's always nice. I only got silver in here.
Well, here you go.
Clean up some
Only
silver.
silver.
So, all right. So, like, should I hold on to this for all of us? Is that what we want to do here?
Yeah, and the next time we've got to pay a bus fee, you can do it, I think.
Sure. All right. I will. Yeah, I'll track all of this stuff. I'm glad you can. My minor is in accounting, so this is fine.
I'm sure
I
that
thought
the
Car was our accountant.
Oh, that's right.
Who
I'm
was?
sure that
Lucar?
I don't know if I'm doing such a good job with that anymore.
I'm
All right.
sure that Jack will keep the books on the level.
I got 200 silver pieces. I have this nice sapphire. It looks to be very pricey, despite this crack in it. It's still nice. How much gold pieces was in that other box there?
2 hundo.
2 honey gold. I mean, honestly, between this, the 300 gold pieces we got from that other guy, we're pretty good here. I think we're doing comfortably. I guess we should still look for that girl, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So where do you want to go next? You see, there's a path going around between the room where the cube was and the statues. You see another path that leads to stairs going down.
I feel like the stairs. I feel like we should go deeper. Down.
All right.
Let's do it.
So you head
Do you
down
want
this.
me to do perception or survival to see if we can figure out where the footprints go?
Oh, that's a good idea.
What was the first thing? Perception.
Perception or
Yeah, do that.
survival?
Perception.
That was an 18. Looking specifically for the girls' tracks.
Okay. 1 second, and I'll tell you. You see. Yeah, you see the tracks going down the stairs.
All right.
So you guys go down the stairs, and you get to
Yeah, we'll go down first.
yeah.
Skogar
you get to-
passes the drums and plays on them some more.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
all right, I'm done.
You see that there's a bridge, and it's a really beautiful. As you go down the stairs, you see there's this really, really perfect and pristine body of water. That's down below you as you come down. So you come down to the bottom of the stairs. You're at like water level, pretty much, and you see a bridge that's going over the water. You can see different like creature shapes swimming back and forth around under the water, passing into the bridge, and it looks very pristine and serene. And you can see across the bridge that there's 2 barrels on the opposite side of the bridge.
Seems legit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep going.
Okay. As you cross the bridge,
The barrels are the mix.
Right.
Just be careful.
as you cross the bridge, you look and you see that there's writing on the barrels. One says FUD, and the other one says TREEETS. Some might consider might say food and treats.
Food and
That
treats.
seems to be what it says. I will not stick my hand in either one. I think I will. Especially they seem to be misspelled in common. So I am mistrustful, and I will
Shocker.
pass by.
Okay.
Can I stick my head over and see what they look like? Do they actually look like food and treats?
They're full of grubs and worms and stuff like that. Still alive.
Oh, food and treats for the fishies. Oh,
Maybe.
that's different then. But I don't have a spoon to like scoop them out, and I'm not touching those thingies.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have a mage hand?
Yeah, sure. Sure do. Yeah, Alyssa will take her mage hand and toss a couple of those grubs into the water.
Okay. A couple meaning 2, or like a couple handfuls, or what are we talking about?
Mage handful.
Okay. So you toss that mage handful, and as you do that, you see that let's see, where is it? Yeah. You see some creatures from the water, from underneath, come towards the top of the water. And you notice that there are some horrific looking, rather large fish coming to grab the worms, and then they go back down in the water real quick.
How cute.
Would you like to continue forward, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. As you approach further up, you see an open area. There's a few dirty carpets sitting around on the ground, and some benches. You see empty, what you saw like in that room up where the beds and stuff were. You see some empty food wrappers and litter and trash just around on the ground, like not very well kept. And as you venture just a little bit further into the open area, you start to hear some strange fish noises, like gurgling and blah, 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 and gurgling, like further ahead.
Fish vampires.
I will attempt to
turn around,
stealth.
guys. We can still go home.
Azuri, stop it.
I'm going to go stealth at 19,
Okay.
and hopefully I will cautiously see what's making the fishy sounds.
How do you
It's coming-
signal to the rest of the group that you're stealthing so that they don't just follow you?
I put a finger to my lips.
Okay. All right. Everybody else roll stealth, please.
Clang, 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 clang. 1 minus
Are
1
you-
is 0.
Are you still swinging that that incense sensor?
So let's do this. So just because you got that, I want to really jazz this up a little bit. So So Velma, you're walking and everybody else is like so freaking stealthy and it's awesome. And Azuri, you're like, yeah, I think I got it. I think I got this. I think I, oh man. And then all of a sudden, like something falls out of your pocket. And then it's just a series of like, just mishaps of like clumsiness that all occur. So like one after the other after the
Hammer
other.
fall.
Yeah. And it's just like thud, clang, thud. Boo.
Oh gosh.
And as
I'm
you guys all enter this open area, and you see there are 6 what are called kuatoa um, sitting around a small fire. They're eating grubs and they're gurgling to each other and they're talking. They're having some good conversation. And uh, one of them actually looks up at you and he's like,
Oh, hey.
and they look like this, just so we're clear. They look like this guy right here. So humanoid fish folks, right? So the one of them looks at you and is like, it's like, well, hello there. What brings you to our underwater cave zoo park fun time place?
It really is the name of this place, huh?
So yeah, I know the name needs some work. My name's Donnie. These are my business partners.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm like trying to pick up everything that fell.
And they all look at you, all the other business partners, right? They all look at you and they just kind of go and nod and just keep eating their grubs and they're talking amongst themselves. And Donnie is entertaining conversation with you guys. Says, did you have any adventures while you were here?
We love how interactive this place is. The drums, the ability to feed the fish, like pretty cool stuff. We're wondering what else you guys have got here.
He like snaps his fin and points at one of his business partners and he's like, oh, what? Freddie, take notes. And Freddie's like, oh, he's like, pulls out this notepad and it's wet. And he's got a pen and he's writing on it and the ink's just bleeding out. And he's like looking up at you and writing stuff down. He's like, it's like, oh, do you have any other feedback you'd like to provide? Anything else you'd like to see us add to this wonderful fun time place?
Well, we've all been having so much fun and looking at all the attractions. One of our folks seem to have gotten separated from the party. It's a young girl. Perhaps you've seen her around. I think she had some really good ideas for your park, but we seem to have lost her in all the fun that we've been having.
I did. What more can you tell me about this girl?
Let me direct you to my compatriot here. Velma has an eye for detail. Velma, could you tell me a little bit more about the person that we're looking for?
Yes, well, she is slight of build. She would look like a well-bred merchant's daughter who, would want for nothing at home, and there's no reason that she would run away. And she may have been in the company of 4 to 5 burly men who may or may not have been carrying her.
Also,
she
all
wouldn't have
having
been
a
carrying
fun
her
time
because
in
she
the
was
park.
walking. And they were all having a fun time.
They love the park.
That sounds like a setup for one of those only friends sites, if you know what I mean. Wait, so where so you mean Marcus's daughter Olivia is missing?
Is Marcus one of your investors?
I mean, we tried to get him, but he said we need to approve our name before he would give us money. Do you any ideas for a better date? I mean, we'll take Freddie here. He'll take ideas. He'll write them down. He's good at writing things down. So wait though. How she's missing? That's terrible. She was just here with a boyfriend. They had the best time. They passed through. They laughed. They really enjoyed themselves. They gave great feedback. Excellent feedback.
What
Right.
did
I
they
am going
have
to.
say?
Well, now both of you are talking at the same time, one at a time. Quiet guy, what did you say? He points at Azuri.
No, Velma, you go first, Velma.
I want to have ear for deceit, one of my abilities.
Okay.
To see if this guy is lying to us. I don't remember what the merchant's name was. Was it Marcus?
Uh-huh.
His daughter's name is Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
Ear for deceit when I make a wisdom throw to see if a creature is lying, 3 to 7 or lower as 8. So
he says,
that was a 9, so it's a 14 total.
He says, well, although Marcus didn't invest in this, he did invest in a other concept, the Happy Time Water Caves.
Are those nearby by any chance?
It's on the other side of Ondair. We have a few different locations, different concepts we're trying out.
All right, but with a 14, I can't tell if he was lying about the boyfriend.
He's not lying. He's 100% honest. He's like, I'll tell you what. Why don't you? So if you're looking for Olivia, they went through our exit portal over this way. It's the fastest way out. You go back out the way you came. It's gonna take you forever to go walk around through the forest. You'll get eaten by dire wolves or some other terrible nonsense that's just it's really bad for our image, honestly. But if you go through this portal, this will take you to our other cave. That's another theme park of ours. I mean, it got shut down due to some safety concerns. But that place is called Larry the Lizard's Loopy Lair. But at least that's what it was called. But we may have to change the name to imply dangers in order to, avoid liability, if you will, lawsuits, things of that nature. He just rolls his eyes. Said, but I remember Olivia and her boyfriend leaving through the portal, but not sure where they were going. But if you see them, you can tell them I said thanks for the great feedback. I mean, it's really going to help us in our expansion and further improvement in this place. And, it'd be great. And he looks at you, Velma. He's like, it'd be great if you could find us somebody who is good at spelling in common, because we really seem to have a hard time with that. And it seems to be continuous feedback for us, and we have yet to find somebody that can spell good in common. I mean, I guess we probably shouldn't be so biased and only be hiring Kuatoas and maybe expand a little bit, but yeah, any help you give with that would be greatly appreciated.
I'm sure next time Olivia comes through here, she could probably help. I mean, you've been hosting her graciously here. It's the least she could do.
I mean, she's nice, but she's kind of spoiled a little bit and doesn't really want to make that. She doesn't really want to make that kind of time. But like I said, you can go through the portal, and it'll take you out of here, and you can go to the next location, and yeah, maybe you'll find her.
All right, huddle people. Are we going to pursue this? Because this is pretty much what I thought was going on. I thought it was more sinister, but she ran away.
So what do we do?
Are we just going to go? But can we just go back and tell the merchant that his daughter has a boyfriend, and give him some space?
I mean, we could still go talk to him, but if you're suggesting to leave, I'd much rather do that. So I'm with you.
Well, I mean,
I'm a little bit afraid of Westworld style carnival malfunctions. So
What's a Westworld?
So that's my only concern here. Is that
what's a Westworld?
There are no there are no vampires. This isn't a vampire cult that took her. This is just like a daddy thing.
Yeah, I guess my concern is that he did give us 300 gold pieces and offered us more.
All
And
right.
if we go back empty-handed, he might want 300 gold pieces and much less.
Well,
Yeah.
we're probably gonna come back empty-handed, but I guess you're right. We should at least speak with the girl.
I think that's what. Yeah, I mean, we should let her know that her dad is worried and is actually offering a lot of money for people and making up these lame stories of vampires and shit. So we should at least talk to her and let her, tell her that, as kind of doofy as her dad is, like, you got to talk to him and work it out as adults and all that
All right.
stuff.
And on a personal note, I should remind myself that if this is a theme park, lethality rules are on. Should not be killing employees. I hope. How did they wrangle a gelatinous cube, though?
Yeah, this theme park actually is a pretty terrible idea. It's actually a really shitty theme park.
If we encounter another adventurer dissolving in a cube, should we just like let it go because it's an employee?
I mean, that last guy wasn't an employee. He was just a poor schlub who took a wrong step, as it were.
So, are you going through the portal and continuing on?
Yes.
Yes. I
That's
think we
where the girl
decided
is, right?
we-
Right?
We'd
Right.
have to talk to the girl before we can just give up.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So let's move on then. You enter the portal and Donnie's like he reaches out to he comes to you, Jack, and reaches out to you like with his like flipper hand to like shake your hand.
Very reluctantly give him
Yeah,
my
it's
hand.
so wet and slimy and cold. And he shakes your hand and he's like, "Oh, thank you so much for coming and make sure you tell your friends about us. It's we're a good time and we're just trying to keep improving, continuous improvement. That's what it's all about here in our corporate world."
I don't think this is a good time, and I think I'll tell my friends to avoid the place.
Well, that's not very nice at all.
And maybe you should put a sign up front saying specifically that you're a theme park and not just some creepy cave with dire wolves and
I mean, we're working on the sign currently. Like I said, spelling, right? So we really need to find somebody that can help us with some spelling on that sign.
yeah.
And he says, "All right, well, take care." And you walk through the portal, and you exit the portal, and in front of you is a path that goes through a forest. Along the side of a path, there's a sign that says Lucky. It says Lucky Larry's Lair of Loopiness, 4 miles ahead. And then there's like 2 different paths, right? So there's one path that says Lucky Larry's Lair of Loopiness, 4 miles ahead. And there's also a path heading to another direction that says, and that signage says Star Peak Ski Lodge, 15 miles ahead. Where would you like to go?
I mean, Lucky Larry's is a much shorter walk, so I vote for that. I don't know if I have 15 miles in my legs. I have to take twice as many steps as the rest of you. Now, if we could get one of those Uber-like great rides or that would give us a lift, that'd be fantastic. Then I might consider the long one.
Well, the girl and her boyfriend seem to have a preference for these oddball locations. And Star Peak sounds so much more pleasant and possibly romantic. So, Lair of Loopiness, I think we'll go.
Are you sure?
That's-
Because like the guy might want to get lucky at Lucky Larry's.
Yeah, the Lair of Loopiness.
Okay.
Let's head there.
All right.
All right, so I think that's everybody's interested in going to the Lair of Loopiness. So
If we had,
um,
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be fun, Azuri. Come on.
Yeah, I'm tired, and we had a cube here, and
Yeah. You're doing just fine, buddy.
We could go muck skiing if you want. Says, I was pretty good muck skier back in the day.
it sounds like it might even be more dangerous. So, I mean,
Oh yeah, it's dangerous.
So we're still going to the layer, the loopy layer, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So lead us up to a nice ending here to go into next session. As you approach the layer entrance, so you've walked your 4 miles, and Azuri, you get a second wind, and you're not quite so tired anymore. And as you approach the layer entrance, and you see an entrance that has like crystalline accents, and it's shaped like a helm that has like some lizard dragon like features. And as you approach the crystalline doors, who's at the head of the group?
Yeah, Skilgar is being real tall. He would probably have an
Okay.
easy time with the walk and.
Okay. So you approach the crystalline doors, and then you hear a booming voice, and it says, "Welcome to my lair of loopiness." The disembodied voice booms. "I am Larry, and this is my home. Do you dare enter to have your most personal wish granted or your worst fear realized? Just say the phrase, 'I want to look into the loopiness of Larry's lair,' and the doors shall open."
I'm not saying that. No.
Go, Skogar, go ahead. Say it.
I layer loopiness, Larry. Look.
Oh.
What did you say?
Oh.
I already forgot.
I want to look into
He
Larry's lair of
said,
loopiness.
I want to look into the loopiness of Larry's lair. That's what he
And
said.
then the voice goes, "Yes, enter my domain. I wish you the best or worst of luck." And then the voice starts to trail off and is like, it's like the best or worst of luck. And the doors that are opening get stuck, and they're like, grr, grr. And then the voiceover changes a little bit, and it's like it gets less boomy and more and like the voice tone changes. It's like, "Oh, what the hell, guys?" The voice whines, I thought you submitted a work order for this, Gary. Unbelievable. At this rate, we'll never pass our next inspection. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one doing any real work around here." And then the voice mumbles, "Are you being passive aggressive again, Gary? Did you get another bad performance review? Are you quiet quitting? You said we do that together. Did you start without me?" And then another voice comes on, different voice, and says, "Stan, you left the broadcaster on." And then the booming voice comes back on and says, "Oh, shit. Come in and face the greatest mysteries that Onder has ever seen." And then you see the doors start to open, and there's a really gruff, haggard-looking gnome just with a lit cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And he's just like, Ugh. And he's pushing the doors open. And he nods at you, and he goes and waves his hand for you to go inside. And that's where we're going to end for this evening.
All right.
So you
Very
will
cool.
you will go into Larry's layer of loopiness in the next session. Thank you all for playing.
Oh my goodness.
Sounds
Awesome.
good.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Good night.
Thanks.
Will the group ever find Olivia? Why does Lucar seem to be getting stronger? Does Jack really play Blazeball, or is he just a water boy? Will Lissa get to try her Mage Breeder sphere again? Is Velma a conspiracy theorist? And will Skogar get to muck ski? Answers to these questions and many more on the next episode of Eberron Adventures.